welcome to, or back to, BarbieCoProductions, and today I'm going to be showing you how to sew clothes for your Zuru mini babies. So, let's get started. First step, making a pattern. Start by drawing a box that's 6 by 7 centimeters. Then a little line either side that's down 1.5 centimeters. And across 2 centimeters. Next, two 4.5 centimeter diagonal lines. Then mark out 2 centimeters down. This will be the end of the shirt pattern. Lastly, the stitch line will be 2 to 3 millimeters. Also, remember that the top of this pattern needs to be on a fold. Now, just cut it out. As for the fabric, one thing to keep in mind is that the fabric needs to be super stretchy, or this craft won't work, such as this t-shirt kind of fabric. I've tried making the clothes with thicker fabrics, but they just don't look as good, and they fray very easily. Make sure the pattern lines up with the fold. Then cut out around it. Next, thread your needle. And sew according to the pattern, on both sides.
thought that I'd be healing now. I didn't think I'd have to feel this now. I thought I would've moved on, but somehow the feeling still.
Lastly, cut a neck hole. And that's the first piece all done. And since this pattern makes two different pieces, let's start on the second piece. Now, same as the last piece, make sure the pattern is lined up on the fold.
Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking how it's done now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you, of you, of you. So tell me why I get this feeling now, or tell me why I get this feeling now. Been a couple years that I'll be healing now. Been a couple years that I'll be healing now. I really didn't think I'd have to feel this now. Oh, like I'll be on my way out, thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking how it's done now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you, of you, of you, of you. I really didn't think I'd have to feel like this.
Here again, you tell me you just wanna be friends, so I act like I don't understand.
Second piece done. Now, let's try them on. I ended up running a quick gather stitch along the arms so they were a bit more fitted, but that's an optional step. Next piece is a pair of pants. For that, start by drawing a box that's 3.5 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Mark where the center would be, and draw a line that's up 1.5 centimeters. And lastly, the stitch line is also 2 to 3 millimeters in. Then just cut it out.
Yeah, I'm sure your dad still thinks you're great.
Let's get making. Same as before, follow the stitch lines on the pattern down both sides.
Thought that I'd be healing now. I didn't think I'd have to feel this now. I thought I would've moved on, but somehow the feeling's still strong. Like I'll be on my way out, thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking how it's not
Lastly, run a gather stitch along the back of the pants.
of you, of you, of you. Know that I'ma ignore you all night, all night. Know that I'ma decline your calls, right, but I know that when I get home, I'll check in my phone to see what you want, see what you wrote, 'cause I wanna know.
And here's how they look on. Next up, the singlet. Start by drawing a box that's roughly 2.8 by 2.8 centimeters.
I guess I'll never be tired of you, of you, of you.
Mark the middle of the pattern, then add where the neck and armholes would be.
Oh, tell me why I get this feeling now. Been a couple years that I've been healing now. Been a couple years that I'll be healing now. I really didn't think I'd have to feel this now. Oh, like I'll be
Lastly, cut it out.
good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking how it's not now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you, of you, of you, of you.
Then repeat the same process as the last pieces. Fabric. Pin the pattern to the fabric. Cut it out.
Here again, you told me you just wanna be friends, so I act like I don't know.
Then use the pattern to mark where to start sewing, so there's a hole for the arm at the end.
Let's pretend I don't know about your little plans. Look so cute and innocent. You're as lost as Peter Pan.
Now continue sewing down like normal.
You need me, just call if you want to, 'cause hey, that's what friends supposed to say. Minute after minute we fade, and I don't even know what's next. Watch me turning tides, now open your eyes, you'll fade.
I think I may have made the armholes too big, so I'm gonna add just a few more stitches.
I don't even know what's next. Got nothing to say, 'cause your face, that's why we fade away.
Cut a neck hole, and it's all done.
Here we go, finally some rock and roll.
Now, time for the last pattern. Start by drawing a box that's 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters.
You got no clue, and that's your problem. I know your best, just know all about it. Still wanna be my friend.
Then draw two diagonal lines that are roughly a centimeter apart.
What's wrong, babe? Scary how you still try to smile and deny it. Yeah, I'm sure your dad still thinks you're great. Minute after minute we fade.
As you can see here, having the pattern this way, you can see the nappy pattern. But by not cutting off these corners, it also makes a beanie. Let's make this baby a nappy. But this time, make sure your fold is on the bottom. Then repeat the same process as before. Pin the pattern to the fabric, cut the pattern out,
Thought that I'd be healing now. I didn't think I'd have to feel this now. I thought I would've moved on, but somehow the feeling's still strong. Like I'll be on my way out thinking that
and sew down both sides.
passed by. Now you're stuck on my mind thinking I was done now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you. Of you.
All done! How cute.
Know that I'ma ignore you all night, all night. Know that I'ma decline your calls, right, but I know that when I get home, I'll check in my phone to see what you want, see what you wrote, cause I wanna know. Yeah, I'll be on my way out thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind thinking how it's done now. But I guess I'll never be tired
And lastly, the beanie.
of you.
Fold another piece of fabric, but this time make sure your fold is on the side. That way there's only the back and the top to sew.
Been a couple years that I'll be healing now. Been a couple years, thought that I'll be healing now. I really didn't think I'd have to feel this now. Oh, like I'll be on my way out thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind thinking how it's done now.
Start by sewing this side, which will become the back. Then separate the fabric so the part you just sewed is in the middle. Then sew across the top. Now turn it back in the right way. You can leave it like this and that's fine, but if you want to add some little ears to the top of the hat, start by knotting the end of your thread and going through the back of the first ear. Then wrap the thread 3 to 4 times. Then go back through the front of the ear and do a finishing stitch. Then repeat that for the other ear. All done. Now let's try it on a baby. That is too cute. Lastly, pose the babies. And keep the collection of clothes growing. I also made a bunch more nappies and a little basket to put them in.
Yeah, I'm sure your dad still thinks you're great.
But that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider commenting and subscribing down below, as well as checking out my community tab where I post regular behind the scenes pictures and updates. Bye!